All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Welcome once more to another video podcast of Alexandra Mayer's Live Painting Edition, Art Edition. Today, getting started in just a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this painting, which is titled Organic Flow. Yes, Organic Flow. Um, I don't think I'm really going to be discussing much of anything in this particular podcast. I'm just going to paint. I am going to go ahead and save anything I want to talk about for other podcasts that I do because today I'm a little miffed, a little bit irritated when it just comes to the world, people stealing my hard work, attempting to get a piece of my work, all kinds of shit. You know, typical struggling artist kind of themes that I'm dealing with. So hang tight, everybody. I'll be back in about 10 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and finish up this painting, and that'll be about it for today. Check this out. I have these new palettes for my paint. Very happy about that. Very happy. I guess I'll talk a little bit while I paint today because that is what's flowing through me at the moment. If you check my Twitter at Alex Mayer's Live, you will see that Rolling Stone is just now covering a news item that I covered on my PNT Live podcast, specifically for pornnewstoday.com, way back in January of this year. And you know what's fucked up about it? One of Rolling Stone's journalists, this bitch known as E.J. Dixon, here's what she does. In my opinion, she should not have her job, and I'm going to tell you why. It's not just me that she does this with. She follows independent bloggers and then steals their stories essentially and passes them off as her own. Like she did all the research and everything. She might interview the subjects because, you know, people want to interview with her because she's attached to mainstream media. But I mean, as I said last night on my social media, I was like, I'm not going to complain about racism anymore because I'm not. But this is something I am going to document because she's a white privileged individual who I just don't think should have her job. If anyone in the adult industry should have a mainstream job who's a blogger right now, I don't even think me. I think that there's an individual named Ari Bass who really should be working for Rolling Stone, who EJ is essentially taking a job away from because he's a tremendous journalist. I mean, he could run circles around her. But yeah, she's white privilege, the freaking definition of it. And she needs to stop stealing other people's research and ideas and work because it's really obvious at this point. But I'm probably going to end up sticking her ass over on White Privilege Exposed, that website I have, because that's where she deserves to be, in my opinion. But yeah, this Black Lives Matter thing, oh, it's going to backfire for a lot of people in a lot of ways. It just is. It just is. But, you know, it's a conversation that's needed to be out there for a while. A little late, though. I don't know why just now people are like, ooh, Black Lives Matter. And do I really need somebody to tell me that my life matters? I mean, it's been a bit of a confidence booster. I'll admit that. I'm like, all right, Black Lives Matter. But it's already brought bullshit into my life. White people trying to suddenly be your friend, annoying you and shit, seeing how talented you are, and then trying to get a piece of the action of what you do. Sometimes I wonder if, well, I'm not going to say that because that'll be, well, I'll say it. And if it's racist, it's racist. A lot of times, I don't think the majority of white people have any original ideas. I just don't, because they're always stealing from black people. It's weird. It's like, come up with your own ideas, do your own damn work. Stop stealing shit from others. And stop trying to get a piece of everybody. So that's my bitching about white people for today. I saw a forum thread started on a particular forum. I'm not going to say which one it is. But they were talking about historically white people doing minstrel shows and blackface and stuff. I'll tell you why white people do blackface sometimes. Because they want to try to feel what it feels like to be black. They're curious as to what they would look like with darker skin. There's some white people to where like they can put on darker makeup and you just think that's what they look like. It's interesting. Like some white people, if they did not have white skin, they would not even look European. And the reason for that is because most likely they're multi-ethnic and don't even know it. Only takes like 2 generations for people with dark skin to do enough selective breeding to where their offspring can pass as white. I mean, if you look at what was going on during those quadroon ball eras in Louisiana, around the time that, slavery was about to come to an end, that was some shit. That's why I say a lot of people who think that they're white, they're not white. Or their family wasn't always white. Oh. But I'm sick of all this racism crap now. I want to get on with my life. This whole year has not been what I thought it was going to be. I was planning on doing some traveling this year. Then this COVID-19 thing happened. Now I'm all paranoid when it comes to germs. But I think I'm just going to have to risk it because I'm getting cabin fever. I need to get out. Find some hot guys to chase around. That's another problem I have. I wish that hotter men that I actually find interesting and appealing would be into me. Because the men who are attracted to me, ugh, it's always a bunch of losers. And just weirdos who, like, they had, like, one freaking relationship with a black woman and they think that they can get any black woman. It's like, hey, that first black woman left you because you're an idiot. Leave me the fuck alone. Really, I've come to the conclusion that anyone I'm interested in most likely will not be interested in me. I have reached that conclusion, which means I'm going to have to devise a plan to trap an individual that I would probably be into. So I got to work on that over the next few months. And I will. I will. Oh, gosh. If you hear squawking in the background, that's my birds. They are doing well, my little bird couple. I swear, my birds are weird. They're like little people. If you've ever had birds, you know what I mean. If I didn't have birds, I would have a cat. But I don't know about having a cat with the birds. I guess I could if I kept the birds completely separate from the cat. I probably could do it. Maybe I'll do that one day. But yeah, they're weird. My boy bird, Corey, lately has I guess he's rediscovered me, which is interesting. It's I guess my energy shifted a little bit and maybe my aura appears brighter to him or something. Because lately he is just like when he's out, he just like follows me everywhere. He didn't used to do that. Well, he did actually when I had him as a single bird, but then I got Sunny because I figured Corey was lonely, and he was. He is so happy to have his little girlfriend now. I hope she likes him. I really do. I wish I could, like. I get the feeling that sometimes she gets annoyed with him, just as I do. But I think she likes him. I think so. Because that would be horrible, like to be trapped in a house as a bird with some guy bird that you can't stand. I almost want to get more birds just to see if Sunny would gravitate toward a different bird if I had another bird, or if she'd stick with Corey, you know? I feel almost like the bird god. And my residence is the bird Garden of Eden. Because what if Eve didn't really like Adam? I'm sure half the time she didn't. Because everyone gets sick of who they're with at some point, even if you stay with them. At some point, you get sick of them and you have to cheat on them. You don't have to, but you know, most likely you will. That is unless you're completely head over heels in love, which happens every now and then. It does. It does. I have an infatuation right now. That could be, in part, why I'm a little irritated when it comes to just about everything in life. Could be. I think my next painting I will dedicate to my infatuation. Even if I never get to possess my infatuation, I think it's good for my infatuation to know that they are my infatuation, at least at this point in time. Because this particular person, I have a weird feeling, has kind of had their confidence shaken a little bit. And that's not good, because I know what that feels like to, you know, kind of start doubting yourself. Like, what the fuck happened? Why is everything going this way? So, you know, I think sometimes I become infatuated with people just because I feel like giving them an ego boost a little bit. And it's fun. And it keeps me out of trouble, believe it or not. My romantic infatuations nowadays kind of are replacements for my having ceased smoking. Instead of smoking, I just create art dedicated to whoever I find interesting. This is turning out kind of nice. Organic flow. Maybe I could make this into like a it into like the official art for one of the songs that I'm working on. Maybe I will. Yeah. If you want to check out my other art, you can over on alexandraoriginals.com. I currently have some Obama themed masks, coronavirus masks for sale. So pick one up. Pick one up. Try to keep them reasonably priced. Yeah, so I don't know if this is going to be a painting I wind up wanting to sell or not. Um, I have a hard time letting go of my art that I make that I really like. I know it's like so immature to be that way, but sometimes you create a piece and you're just like, man, this is freaking awesome. I want to keep it. I want to hang it up and look at it all the time. Other times you create art and you're like, ugh. Usually, once I get tired of looking at a painting, then maybe I'll put it up for sale. But a lot of times I don't even get to put them up for sale on my website because people I know just see them and they're like, oh, is that one for sale? And I'm like, yeah, I like you. I guess you can have it. I was actually watching that series, and I really like this particular series. It's called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I really like that series. But I think it's season 2 that there's an episode that revolves around an artist who kind of reminds me of myself in regards to not wanting to sell his pieces because sometimes you just feel like that. You just don't want to have just anybody have a piece of your art. And sometimes, I'll tell you what I find so fucking annoying. I hate when people maybe don't even like your art, but they just buy your art just so they can have a reason to talk to you. It's like, why are you doing that shit? You're taking away art from someone else who might actually like it. And then it's going to just annoy the hell out of me because if I want to talk to you, if I want to be your friend, I will make it known I want to be your friend. I will make it known that I want to date you. I will make it known that I want you in my life. And, let me backtrack. Just because I'm somebody's friend doesn't mean I want to date them. But, I'm pretty transparent. I make it known what my intentions are for the most part with a person. But I don't like when people supersede my boundaries or try to breach my boundaries. I just had to tell somebody that shit today. It pissed me off. It's like, what the fuck? Ugh. But then it makes me question, like, who am I irritating? Whose boundaries am I breaching? I don't want to breach anybody's boundaries, being that it irritates me so much. So, these are just things that are on my mind. Just things on my mind. There's a lot of things that bother me. I don't like being forced to deal with death. That's another thing, because I feel like death is not the ending. I feel like it's the beginning of quite a bit. And I just feel like nowadays, death is such a big theme. And I feel like everywhere I look, death, death, death. I don't want to talk about death. I mean, no matter what, death is coming. You can't run from it. Well, you can, but not forever. And tired of people focusing on it. Focus on life, because life's short. A thought I've had lately has been, how long am I going to live for? And I'm not saying that in a macabre sense. And don't worry, I'm not suicidal or anything. If anything, I'm the opposite. Um, but realistically, I just lately have been thinking about my mortality. It's like, how long am I going to be around? Will I live only into like what, my 80s, my 90s? Will I be one of those people who lives to be like 150? It's one of those things I've been thinking about. I think I'm pretty healthy. Haven't noticed anything really wrong with me or anything lately. I don't even want to focus on that thought, really. But that's the thing. I hope I can connect with somebody in time who's my health equivalent, you know, and who's hot. Because I don't want to be walking around this planet for hundreds of years by myself, you know, having to constantly start over and start over with somebody else. No. Part of me thinks, like, maybe I should try to find somebody younger. Because, you know, women do tend to outlive men. But I'm at a weird age. I'm at an age to where even guys younger than me often can be getting into that grumpy phase. Because when men get older, not all the time, but sometimes they get real bitchy and real grumpy. And I just don't want to deal with that. Unless they're funny grumpy. I can deal with funny grumpy. There are certain types that are okay, that are acceptable to me. Other types are not. Oh, this is turning out to look so freaking awesome. I love painting. It just feels good. Always improves my mood. Always. I'd like to be playing some music right now, but sometimes when I have music playing, the YouTube doesn't let you podcast because of the copyright reasons. I guess what I'll have to do is create a playlist of my own music again. I need to put some music together for a whole nother album. I've got to do that. For those of you who are not aware, I have enough songs now for my first album, which I still haven't like put on iTunes or anything. But I'm in a different phase of life now. I'm not as I'm not as full of anger anymore. I'm actually reaching a bit of a jubilant kind of phase. That's the word I want to use, jubilant. Because that's how I feel. That's why it's like this whole BLM thing, Black Lives Matter. Again, I'm very grateful for Black Lives Matter, but I think it's going to create a lot of resentment against Black people. Because, you know, other people are going to be like, well, what about me? Do I matter? It's like, yes, you matter. It's just that, you know, for such a long time, mainstream society has made black people feel like we didn't matter. But I can already kind of see it. Some people are like, well, what about me? I want to matter too. So there needs to be something for other people too. That they need to have something. I don't know what. Just something. Maybe something for, because let's see, who would be the most upset about Black Lives Matter when I think about it? I don't know. But something that all the people who are upset about it have in common, that they have it as a secret. That way they feel like they can come out about it. I mean, they already kind of had something for everybody else because of the bullying. Remember the bullying trend? You know, it's like, hey, put a stop to bullying, and you know, that helped a lot of people be able to tell their secret bullying stories, and they could all form like a camaraderie with each other. Like, oh, I was bullied too. My childhood sucked. So, you know. I'm very disappointed in a lot of the talent of color in the adult entertainment industry because I feel like they've just been too complicit for too long, at least this generation. So I don't even want to talk about the racism in the porn industry anymore. I'm sure a lot of people are happy that I'm tired of it because I am. I talked about it for such a long time and nobody cared, nobody listened. So now it's like, you know, here's Black Lives Matter. You got that bitch E.J. Dixon stealing people's material, and she's trying to act like, you know, oh, I care about people's lives. It's like, no, you don't. Care about your fucking career. Stupid. Ugh. I hate people. I truly do. But it's okay. I feel like this needs something else. I don't know what though. I know what is going on here. Figured it out. What up, Corey? Hmm? What's wrong, Corey? No, you cannot come out right now. Nope. If you've never had parakeets, you would be amazed as to how extensive their freaking language is. Because if you're around a parakeet a lot, you do start to basically learn their language. It's crazy. You start to kind of know what they're saying. They really are little dinosaurs, little raptors. I'm glad they're not bigger. And I think he can understand me, Corey especially. Now, Sunny has a very laid back personality. At first, I thought like maybe something was wrong with her, but no, she's just kind of an observer. She just kind of observes and is like, yeah, no need for me to act like a fool. Corey is high strung as hell. But you know what? They were both raised in completely different environments. Sunny was a rescue. Well, I don't know if where she was born because she was a rescue bird, but she was out in the wild for some time. Corey has always been in captivity his entire life, so that could be why he's that way. This is pretty. Sometimes I enjoy starting a painting and coming back to it like a month later. Sometimes I don't, but today I am enjoying it. Yes, I am. Because it's just turning out so lovely. Oh, this is awesome. I don't know if it resonates on the video, but I mixed silver with black to do some of this, these last few strokes. And it's a really nice sheen to it. I'll have to take some photos later so y'all can see better if anyone's watching. Yeah. Yeah, this is nice. I like this piece. This is a nice piece of art. Sometimes, you know, you do a painting, you're like, not sure about this, but this particular one I really like. Turned out well. Turned out well. Yeah. Do I want to leave it as is? Yeah, I think so. I think so. All right. I am going to sell this one. Definitely. I'm going to price it high, though. Not because it took a long time to put together, but because it sat for a long time. And that probably doesn't even make any sense, but I don't know. So if you want to pick this piece up, I'm going to put it over on alexandraoriginals.com. I'm going to sell this one for $600 because I like that number today. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great night, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Bye-bye.